took place in early May of 1942 and was the first major offensive operation and was the result of the first major offensive operation of the Japanese military following the attacks on Pearl Harbor. This attack proved pivotal in future engagements and is most likely the reason, and the results of this battle are most likely why the U.S. was able to defeat the Japanese at Midway.
It was initiated by the Japanese Operation MO, with the goal of taking Fort Moresby and setting up a seaplane base at Solomon Islands. To do this, and because Australia provided a lot of air support, the Japanese decided that they required air support further on, taking three main forces. The MO Striking Force, consisting of 2 fleet carriers, the MO Support Force, consisting of 3 cruisers, 1 light carrier, and 3 destroyers, and the Invasion Force, which consisted of several troop transports carrying 11,000 troops. Probably the biggest advantage that the U.S. has in this battle is going to be the radio intelligence, as Japanese codes were already broken at the start of the war. So the U.S. has to send a carrier to stop them. The one problem is that they don't have many carriers, so they have
These guys are
USS Yorktown, which is available.
on
The
Japan
problem is
itself.
that 3 of their carriers are not damaged. So the only carrier that they can reinforce with is the oldest of these, USS Lexington. The battle started off with both the invasion of Tulagi by Japanese forces to set up a seaplane base, along with Lexington and refueling. The MO Striking Force attempted to send several A670 fighter aircraft to Rabaul to reinforce it. However, this failed 2 times due to bad weather, resulting in a delay of 2 days. Days from May 4th to
Here, instead of here.
USS Yorktown, under Admiral Fletcher, ends up striking in the Tulagi seaplane base as is being set up with several aircraft. However, the damage proves to be minimal, with only 3 minesweepers and 1 destroyer sunk. Near the end of May 5th, Yorktown and Lexington meet, forming an ad hoc task force of the team. The MO Striking Force enters the Coral Sea on May the 6th, and partway through the day, a Japanese flying boat is shot down on surveying the U.S. fleet. However, there was either no signal sent, or the signal was not received. As the day wore on, the Japanese and American forces grew increasingly close to each other without realizing it, to the point where at their closest at this point, they were only 70 miles, or 122 kilometers, apart from each other. After refueling, Task Force 17 detaches the USS Neosho, a tanker, and the USS Sims, a destroyer, to go to a safe area, in air quotes, while the rest of the force engages in what is likely to be a carrier battle. At this point, everyone strikes the wrong target. Japan, after receiving faulty reports misidentifying the Neosho and Sims, a carrier and a cruiser, sent a total of 78 planes to attack them. This attack is devastating.
Planes found
And the
searched for
Sims,
2
after
hours
being
without
hit by 3 bombs,
something more
immediately
valuable
splits in
than they
half and
decided,
sinks.
found nothing else.
Things within the ocean was scuttled 4 days later after taking numerous hits. One Japanese dive bomber was shot down. The U.S. also was searching in the wrong location and located the support force rather than the main striking force. They did, however, actually find a carrier. However, they then proceeded to pound this carrier with literally everything, even though it was already about to sink.
Good, because you could have
So,
sent some cruisers or something
Yeah,
else.
the
out.
Shoho, it's gone. It's utterly obliterated. Don't even think about it. But the 2 carrier forces still don't know where each other are. So Japan does find out where the Americans are, but it's really late in the day, and then bad weather means that they can't find the target, and so they have to return to the carrier. Or they only find the Americans after they already jettisoned their bombs, so can't really attack them without any bombs. But at that point, some of the Japanese planes attempted to land on the U.S. carriers before being met with anti-aircraft fire. The battle effectively concluded with 2 almost simultaneous strikes. Both forces had sighted each other and the U.S. sent a total of 75 planes to attack the Japanese force. The Japanese, despite having less aircraft at this stage of the battle, sent a force of 69 planes to attack the U.S. forces. The U.S. strike was relatively successful. One of the Japanese fleet carriers, the Shokaku, was severely damaged and had to retreat. However, it would not be sunk. The attack also resulted in 2 fighters being shot down. However, this came at the cost of 3 U.S. fighters shot down and 2 U.S. dive bombers shot down. At the same time, the Japanese strike arrived. The USS Lexington was severely damaged initially. However, fires started by this attack eventually resulted in numerous explosions as a result of the fact, resulting in uncontrollable fires, and the ship eventually being scuttled. The USS Yorktown was also hit by bombs and was severely damaged. In this attack, 10 Japanese dive bombers were either shot down, and some of them had to ditch on the way back to their carrier. 16 Japanese torpedo bombers were shot down. This came at the cost of 30 U.S. fighters shot down, and 5 U.S. dive bombers shot down. 35 aircraft were also lost on the USS Lexington as it sank.
Part of the impact of this battle is that the 2 Japanese carriers sent then cannot participate in the battle of Midway, as one of them is heavily damaged, and the other carrier, the Zuyakaku, had lost almost its entire air group, resulting in both carriers being unable to participate in the battle of Midway, resulting in the Japanese having 100 less planes for that battle. The USS Yorktown, also damaged in this battle, has to be hastily repaired in order to fight to combat the Japanese advance on Midway, and it would be sunk in that battle. Any questions?
So you said that, like early on in the World War to Japanese like codes or like artifacts. How did this that like happen? Did they not just like?
They changed the code. It's just that the U.S. keeps breaking their code. It was not like Enigma code. It was just normal code. So it was broken, but in other future battles, such as the Battle of the Eastern Solomons, they do change their codes, and this does leave the U.S. in the dark for a while. Oh, but they do break it relatively quickly, and they don't change it because the Germans changed it every day. Japan did not change it every single day.
Was it that necessary to change it every single day?
Basically, yes, because it means that even if you find the code, you can't decrypt anything with it from the next day, so not really useful.
That's crazy.
What could the Japanese have done different to possibly win
The Battle of Midway, well, in this case, it's sort of interesting, but there just were not enough planes to both attack Midway and also, fight a carrier battle. So that was just going to happen anyway, given that there just weren't enough planes. And this battle was sort of interesting because although Japan wins in terms of, they sank more stuff in terms of weight, they do have to retreat and they lose, and they basically can't use two of their, newest carriers for, their next operation, and they all have to retreat and stuff, so they go back and they don't and so strategically, U.S. victory, even though Japan sank more ships. Any other questions?